So I think I've doubled down on the whole emulation handheld over original hardware, for sure. I don't grab a lot of these emulation handhelds because there are so many of them and a lot of them look the same and do the same. I'm looking at you, Ambernick and Pow Kitty, you're not fooling me, a lot of those look the same. You're not tricking me. But I did have my eyes on this handheld for quite some time, and that is the Trimui brick. So I've seen the brick through a couple videos through the Retro Game Corps, shoutouts to the GOAT. It kinda reminded me of a budget-friendly analog pocket, which I actually don't have, but I do have my eyes on that Kiwi analog pocket. So if this video does good, maybe we'll go out and grab a Kiwi analog pocket and make a video on that. So if you're on the fence of buying this handheld with your hard-earned money, maybe this video will help you out because I bought this handheld with my hard-earned money. So I have no reason to lie to you guys. This item was not sent out to me. This isn't a paid promotion from Trimui. This is my personal opinion, so this video may help you out. So here are timestamps for all the specific parts of this video because I know a lot of you guys are probably here for only one specific thing. But if you do watch the video, it'll help out a lot. Inside the Trimui brick box, you get a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. But I've been charging my brick with USB-C to USB-C using the Apple fast charger brick, which is only pulling 20 watts and seems to charge just fine. So if you guys want to use fast charging, I'm pretty sure you can with the Trimui brick. You also get different triggers for the back of your brick, which I absolutely love, and I think this is probably a must for a lot of these handhelds. And lastly, you get the brick itself. So let's start talking about the build quality of the brick. So I went with the black one instead of the white. I don't know, I just think the screen looks cleaner with the black and its screen bezel. I mean, you can totally tell this thing is inspired by the analog pocket. It even has the green power button, just like the analog pocket. What? Huh? It's literally a copy. It's a copycat. The brick's build quality is definitely up there, and it's got a combined plastic with some type of metal backing. It makes the brick feel super premium and nice in the hands. But comparing the weights to other handhelds I have, it still weighed less. So the Miu Mini Plus weighed in at 169 grams, and the Ambernick SP weighed at 199 grams, while the brick only weighed at 161 grams. So it was 8 grams under the Miu Mini, which was weird because, I don't know, for some weird reason, the brick felt heavier. It could have been just a placebo because the metal backing made me think this thing feels really heavy, but I'm not complaining. I love the feel of this handheld. On the bottom of the brick, you have the USB-C charging port, the micro SD card slot, a small reset button, and the auxiliary port. On the side, you have the green power button, a mute slider, which is something new I've never seen on any of these handhelds, which is pretty cool. And then on the other side, you have your plus and minus volume buttons. On the back, you have another USB-C port, but this isn't for charging, this is for data transferring. So you don't have to take out your SD card and put it into your computer. You could just simply plug in a USB-C to the back and you could transfer some ROMs to your brick. Super easy and convenient. I think a lot of these other handhelds need to copy this because it can be kind of annoying. And you have a nice LED bar on the top of the brick for you real gamers. And you have your basic ABXY, D-pad, start and select, a home menu function, and you have these two new LED buttons on the front, which are FN keys, which you can choose to what you want them to do. For me, I have them as my save and load states, which is super convenient. And of course, on the back, you have your L1, L2, your R1 and R2 with LEDs, so it's also for you real gamers. And the screen is a 3.2 IPS screen, but I'll also mention for you hardware junkies the internals of this thing. It's running with an all-winner A133 1.8 GHz CPU with 1 GB of RAM, 8 GB of internal storage, and it's got both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 2.1 with a 300 mAh battery. I don't know what I just said, but if you know, you know. Okay, now we can start talking about the actual stock OS and what this thing can run. Okay, now I wanted to start off and talk to you guys about the OS this Trimui brick comes with. It actually isn't bad. It's very seamless, very easy. It has ports, it has collections, and it has all your emulators. But if you plan on buying a preloaded SD card from Amazon, AliExpress, or wherever you may have bought your Trimui brick, these things may not come with Nintendo games. I believe they're scared, and a lot of other companies are scared Nintendo's gonna strike them with their Nintendo Ninjas. So you may have to transfer your Nintendo games onto your brick. So you're gonna need a computer. I don't know how these companies are getting away with this, but the preloaded SD card came with ports already installed. It already had Balatro on it, Sonic Mania, Celeste, and Stardew Valley preloaded, ready for you to play, which is, I dare say, illegal. I didn't condone this. It was already on my SD card. I just booted up the brick and it was there. Don't come after me. I love Balatro and I have the physical copy, so don't get mad at me. And also with the OS, you can simply change the color menu, like you can change it from a red to green. You can also mess around with the LED colors and the brightnesses of them. But now we can talk about the emulation for the brick. I know that's what a lot of you guys are probably skipping to. You probably skipped it to here to watch the emulation and what this thing can run. Of course, the brick is gonna run all of your 8-bit, 16-bit games easy. I'm talking like the NES, Super NES, the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Color, Genesis. It's gonna run no problem, so don't worry there. I'm not gonna show you too much gameplay because it's easy, it's done. Now, when it comes to the N64, it's a little hit or miss. A lot of these games can play, but the button layout is just not it. It's not fun, and maybe some of these games have really nasty frame dip. So it's up to you, but I do not recommend you buying this to play N64. It's not worth it. You're not gonna have a good time. Yes, the brick can play your PS1 games. It is easy, it's really decent. Most of the time PS1 does run on all these handhelds, but again, there is no joystick, it's all D-pad, and the handheld is smaller, so playing very demanding titles, you're definitely gonna feel it in your hands. So maybe you just boot up one of your favorite RPG PS1 titles, like Final Fantasy VII. You're gonna have a great time. But playing Crash Bandicoot on this thing, no, it's gonna hurt. 100%. And we're gonna talk about the last console this thing can sort of run, and it's the Sega Dreamcast. Yeah, I said it, the Sega Dreamcast. It can run it, but I kind of had a hard time trying to play Sonic Adventure 2 on this thing. For some weird reason, the D-pad wasn't activating as a joystick. I was messing around with the RetroArch settings and I couldn't get anything to work, so I almost gave up. Until I saw a Reddit thread saying I had to go to the app section and there is a FN key setting app. I had to go to that, and the first setting was to activate a joystick to one of the FN keys, which I used for FN1. But once we booted up the Sega Dreamcast and pressed the FN key, it worked. We got the joystick to work. Again, it's not going to be a great experience. You're gonna feel it in your hands. Trust me. The gameplay I was showing you guys with Sonic Adventure 2, I literally was hurting. I could not play it past any more levels. I was done. Sorry, you're gonna have to get a bigger handheld for games like this.
Yeah, that's not fun. Hands hurt.
Now I want to talk about the last emulators this thing has to offer, and that is the PSP and the DS. I'm going to start off with the PSP. I could not get this to play. I don't know why this is on here as an option. I literally couldn't get past the menu. It was way too slow. And I don't think you're going to have a great time as well because of the button layout. So PSP games aren't really going to be fun. If you can get them to run, you can go and try. I tried and it didn't work. I gave up. I was like, I don't need it. I really don't need it. And now we could talk about the DS. Yes, this thing runs the DS kind of with flying colors. It's really easy. But do I recommend playing DS on the brick? No. I don't think any emulation handheld is best for a DS. I really do believe playing on your 3DS or your DSi or DS Lite is the best option to play DS games. But that's a whole separate video. But anyways, it does play the DS games fine, but if you're going to play games that demand the touchscreen, you're not going to have a great time, 100%. You're going to be using a virtual touchscreen stylus. It's not it. There's no way. Maybe you just stick to your simple Pokemans and Mario games and you're going to be just fine. The last thing I want to talk about in this video with the brick is using a custom OS. So I know I did say I like the stock OS, but come on, I'm going to want to try out the different custom OSs that are out there. But for the Trimui brick, there aren't really many. I believe there's only 2 that are working. And that is Noli. I believe Noli is working. I'm not 100% sure. And the one I went with was MinUI. Yes, MinUI is the perfect fit for the brick. Why? Because MinUI literally copied Analog Pocket's OS, and the brick looks like the Analog Pockets. I just think the brick and MinUI are a match made in heaven. It just looks too perfect. So MIUI is definitely for you very average gamers. This has no crazy settings. It's very simple, made easy for you guys, user friendly 100%. I think this is probably one of my favorite UIs. I wish I knew about this sooner. So with the MIUI menu, you have all your emulators, and of course you can organize each emulator to which one you want to show up first. And then you also have a collections tab that you can curate your own collections like your Pokemons, all your Mario franchises. But you're gonna have to learn how to do that. You have to copy and paste certain paths to curate these collections. So that's a whole separate video. If you want to learn how to create the collections, I will link Retro Game Corp's video on the MIUI. The in-game settings are plain and simple. You can add your favorite aspect ratios, you can change your shortcuts, and you can also change your scanline filters depending on how you're feeling. But do keep in mind the OS doesn't come with N64, Dreamcast, PSP, and the DS. But I believe you can add these in manually, but I didn't want to add them because honestly I'm not going to really play these. I don't think they're playable and you're going to have a good time with this. So I just kept my basic 8-bit to 16-bit games. And the PS1 of course, but I'm not really playing that one either. So I think I can wrap up this video giving this handheld an easy 10 out of 10. I really don't have any complaints. I really think Trimui was in their bag making this handheld. Keep that in mind, they did kind of copy another company, but I'm not mad about it. You shouldn't be mad about it. This handheld comes in 4 different colors. You have your black, white, and they dropped 2 new colors, I believe is purple and red. Still think the black is probably the best option. It just looks a lot cleaner. But Trimui, if you do watch this video, make us a kiwi brick one. I'm easily copying that probably like 5 times. Make it happen. A kiwi one, please. Well, I hope this video helped you guys out on spending this with your hard-earned money. Trust me, I spent my hard-earned money on this thing and I have no regrets. I have no reason to lie to you guys. I didn't get paid for this. I didn't get sent this item. I literally bought this on AliExpress. Probably your best option to find it for a fair price. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe for some more content. Thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers. That's insane. Every year we just keep on hitting another 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be posting more emulation content, so stick forward to and make sure you guys hit the little bell. You'll be notified anytime I post a brand new video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.